Okay, we seriously need to stop saying that the housing crisis in Canada it's a supply problem. It's not a supply problem. Like most of Canada's economy used to be based in resource extraction, like oil and hydroelectricity from Alberta and Quebec, from logging, from resources, the natural resources that this huge country naturally has available to it as a virtue of being a huge country. But then 2008 came around, there was a huge housing crash, like market crash in the United States and the UK, which affected the rest of the world, except Canada was basically unaffected by it. And that really encouraged homeowners when they saw that happening and the interest rates remained really low in Canada. It encouraged people to invest in real estate because they're like, oh, we can get a leg up because our economy is going to start booming because we weren't affected. At this point, our economy went from being one that was primarily based on resource extraction to one that was based on real estate. And to this day, most of our economy is based on real estate. Now, because of this really long period of really low interest rates and a general incentive to invest in real estate because it was profitable, people started treating their houses like their retirement plan. I know a lot of people who do this and did this and kind of, are eating their own foot now. But this basically inflated the cost of housing in Canada, like exponentially. And then 2020 hits and it becomes even easier to borrow and, like there's just so much money flooding into the pockets of tenants, which, I'm not against that. But it, again, inflated the cost of housing because it just made it easier for people to speculate. And of course, the economists are going to be like, oh, this is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. If anything happens, it's going to be just like little and temporary and short. Now they're eating their feet because it's very clearly not just a little temporary blip. There's a big fucking problem looking at them down the barrel. And so one thing that you hear from, party to party to party, and from a million different people is like, oh, we need the government to build more public housing. We need more public housing. As if supply is the problem. Or you get the NDP who are like, we need to give tenants money. You're just giving banks money. You're not solving the problem. You're just giving the banks more money by doing that. It's not solving the problem. Even the Bank of Canada has said that we need to stop saying that this is a supply problem. It's not. There are more than enough empty houses that are being intentionally kept empty by private equity, by big landlords, because by enforcing this scarcity on the rental market, it forces the rent up so that they can make more money. If the government were to make a whole bunch of public housing and everyone had access to affordable housing who needed it, it would force the price of those rents down because there would no longer be a demand. And most of our economy relies on that real estate, so our economy would crash. The solution is not to be found within an economy based on profit, fictitious capital, and speculation. It can't be fixed under a system based on profit. You get me?